And that's the thing, actually, which a lot of conservatives and the conservative movement don't understand, is that by attacking somebody for having a little bit of fun, or for being bravado, for having some bravado, or saying something audacious, or having a nice car, whatever.
Bugatti, whatever.
Yeah, if you're going to attack people for that, you're just going to drive young boys away from your message. And you need the youth of a message for the message to exist and survive. If you're going to just be Mr. Boring and be upset by everything, then nobody's going to want to have any affiliation with it. I really do believe the reason liberals owned the culture for so long is because liberalism overall, it's not, because when you become spiritual, you understand that it destroys your soul, but it looks fun.
It does look fun.
It looks fun because there's no rules. And you can do a bunch of dumb stuff. You can take drugs, you can run around, go to orgies and watch porn and sleep with all these degenerate women, and they're all promiscuous, and it's a big party. It looks fun. And we talk about culture and how important it is to win the culture. Okay, well, then I come along and I'm largely conservative minded and I have this massive fan base, and then you're going to attack me and say, Andrew has a car, that's bad. Yes, well, they're like, is that the fight you want? Is that how you're going to win this culture war?
I very much separate myself from the conservatives that do that. I'm like, on my show, I'll show a clip and I'm like, I can't believe this is even being passed around as something that should be taken seriously. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. It's so obviously content for guys. Yeah. This is what I imagine if my husband left to his own devices and he's around all of his lads in the UK. I mean, the stuff they talk about is just so stupid. But then he thinks the same thing about me when I'm with all of my girls. Completely. It's so stupid.
Completely.
And we do need to stop being so severe. Okay, it's materialism. Okay, I get what you're trying to say, but also this is just fun content for guys.
But then let's also talk about the materialism thing, right? Because it's interesting to me that conservatives will sit and say, oh, materialism is bad or it's anti-Christian, etc. And I understand where there might be a point to argue there. But I tell you something, if you're completely and utterly broke, then you need the government to eat, then you're in a lot of trouble. We talk about the matrix and resisting the matrix. One of the tools to doing that is financial freedom. And this is one of the baseline realities of it. I'm not saying you should sell your soul for money. Absolutely not. But if you want to truly resist the matrix as a whole, you need to have money to do it. It's pretty hard to do when you're broke. Even me as a person, if I had no money, the current situation I'm in would absolutely and utterly destroy me. I would be completely and utterly wrecked. Like, how could I pay my bills? They've taken $15 million of my money. I'm locked in my house. So you need to have a degree of financial freedom. Otherwise, you're going to end up just doing what you have to do to eat. You look at these people in England. There was a video that recently was on Twitter. I felt really sad when I saw it. It was a workman taking down the British flag and putting up the pride flag. And someone shouted at him, hey, bro, you're removing the wrong flag. And he goes, I know, mate, I know.
You're taking the wrong flag down, mate. At least you know that.
But he had to pay the bills. He has to feed his family. What can he do? He's a flag hanger. All he can do is hang the flags. If he doesn't do it, someone else will do it. He loses his job. So if you're completely and utterly reliant on a wage, or you have no money, well, now you have a new tool of enslavement. COVID was all based around that. I just got to go to work. Just get the injection. I got to wear the mask. I got to fly. I got to work. It takes a lot of money to sit down and say, no, I'm too principled. That takes money to do. So it's also interesting that conservatives want to attack materialism. Okay, perhaps I didn't have to buy a fancy car. You can get upset about that if you like. But if you're not financially free, it's also pretty difficult to stand up and tell the truth. Even if you make a lot of money, if you're reliant on, let's say, a sports team for a contract, even if you make a lot of money, if you don't have enough saved, you can't tell the truth. Even if you're rich, they're all still complying and bending because they have a contract they're adhering to. It's difficult. So I don't think that if you had somebody who was trying to inspire the masculine youth of tomorrow to resist the slave mind, teaching them to be financially free would be a bad thing. I think it would actually be a good thing.
I think men need it because they view it as aspirational and no one escapes it. I would definitely not describe my husband as materialistic at all. He likes cars. There's just something about cars that men like.
Absolutely.
My son, truck, car. It's psychotic. I mean, it's such a boy. Every time he sees a truck, a car, any car that looks cool, he's two.
Yeah.
He's two. So there is something ingrained in men that his first word was truck. You know, every time a garbage truck goes by anything, he's just like a school bus. Men like that for whatever boys like that. Men like that. I don't think we need to overthink it.
Yeah, absolutely.